Hello and welcome to How Do I Homeschool? Today we're going to be talking about if homeschooling has ruined my life. My name is Rebecca Devitt and I was homeschooled myself. So stay tuned and listen in. The interesting thing about this question, and I think the reason it is actually Googled quite a lot in America today, is that sadly some homeschools do a really poor job and neglect their children, and the whole thing blows up and children really hate their educational lives and their home lives, and they would say that homeschooling has ruined their lives. I would like to make the case that it's probably homeschooling is a tool. So it's like saying, it's like asking the question, has this hammer ruined your life? Well, it's a tool and it depends on how you use it. You can use it to make a great livelihood, or you can use it to abuse someone. So homeschooling is just like that. It is a tool, and it very much depends on the parents. Do the parents love children? Do the parents put children first and respect and encourage them and take into account their interests, or do they just want to abuse them or neglect them, or make children into parentify their daughters, that sort of thing? That will lead to a really bad homeschooling experience and probably ruin their life. But for me, I loved my homeschooling experience. My parents were amazing. They loved me so much. They put us first. My dad gave up so much of his time to spend with us, and my mum was always there, always doing things for us as well. So they were loving, and I think that's why me and my two brothers, we all really enjoyed our homeschooling experience. I have another friend who's a Christian homeschooler, and she jokes with me sometimes, and she says, homeschooling definitely ruined my life. It was just such a pleasant experience, and it was a bit of a utopia, and then when I was put into the real world, all of a sudden life became difficult. So she often jokes with me that it was just so good, and then going from that to work was a lot harder because it was so nice. But I think that's a great way to look at your upbringing and go, it was so wonderful. That's what we want our kids to get out of their upbringing. So we want them to be really happy with the way we brought them up. And so, homeschooling hasn't ruined my life because I had amazing parents. I can compare that to my school experience. I went to school for 3 years. I went to a Christian school in Australia, and it was a good Christian school, and there were lots of lovely Christians who were products of that school, I guess. But for me, I was actually walking away from Christ, and He is now the most important thing to me, but back then I was definitely slipping, and I was not thinking about God, and I was not being encouraged in my faith. And I remember actively choosing to not want to hang out with the Christian girls in my classroom and wanting to spend more time with the girls who weren't Christians, because I thought they were cooler, and the goody two-shoes Christian girls weren't cool. So I was definitely going the wrong direction. And when I was homeschooled, my parents really impressed on me the gospel and Jesus, and the hope and the future that we have with Him, and that we have sin, and we have a need for a Saviour, and that is just the most important thing to me now. And I love Jesus, and especially through this whole coronavirus thing, I've just been able to lean on Him, and I haven't felt anxious, so that's been a huge blessing for me. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and maybe you've learned a little bit about what my homeschool was like. I'd be interested to see what yours was like. It does make me really sad when I hear about kids who haven't enjoyed their homeschooling experience, but it's definitely out there, and I don't want to discount those experiences, but definitely depends on the parents in those cases. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and hit the bell button if you want to get more of them. If you don't want to get more of them, don't do any of that. But yeah, I will talk to you next time, hopefully.